Alright guys, RoKage here and welcome back to the brand new video. Here we are, Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade will be the topic. So I'm here on a random JP account, but I noticed something. So we got an announcement a few days ago. I totally missed this because I didn't bother translating. But when I translated all of this, there is many characters that are getting buffed on the JP version of Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade. And oh boy, the units that are getting buffed are actually insane. And I'm super hyped about this. So what we're gonna do, I will show you what all units are getting buffed on the JP version. And all, by the way, one hint before I show you everything, all Zero movie characters in Jujutsu Kaisen Phantom Parade are getting buffed, and this is something that we can expect for global in near future, I guess. So let me cover this. I'm not sure when precise. Yeah, 13th of November, 13th of December, these units are getting buffed. So pretty much in 3 days. So let me go unit by unit. What do I expect and how much it will impact the game itself? Leave a like, subscribe. Let's go. Okay, let me start from blue units. So, Blue Megumi is getting more buffs. I'm not sure, and I'm not sure about that, but I believe that on the JP version as well, because I know for a fact that on global Megumi got buffed, and I believed it on JP as well. And now they're doing another batch of buffing. In my eyes, he can do that break damage. Pretty solid. Overall, he's like really bad unit on global. Maybe now after the buffs, he's somewhat useful in certain occasions. But the competition in blue units is fierce, like you have Gojo. So, but I truly believe they're gonna buff all the percentages. Okay, they need to buff all the percentages even furthermore, so this unit can be finally valuable in the game. So yeah, this Blue Megumi is getting buffed. Then as well, Zero movie free-to-play unit Maki is getting buffed as well. So what they can do with her is do all bigger percentages pretty much. Especially this part. Increase own taijutsu damage by 20. I mean, when you max it out, it gets higher. But I truly believe they can buff this like crazy and nothing bad will happen. Also goes for the break damage. Like, you can actually make her insanely, not like most broken unit, but insane free-to-play value unit if they buff her correctly and properly. Skill 3 also, if they buff more damage, it would be nice. Also decreasing all enemies taijutsu, if they buff this part as well, it can be a pretty solid unit overall, especially because it is a free unit at the end of the day. Okay, then the next one who is getting buffed is Camo. Okay, Camo so deals taijutsu damage. If flowing red scale state is active, he can also increase his own damage. So he's mainly here to buff himself and recover that curse energy and then provide the damage. Also with this one, he can do AoE damage. If you like, your goal with him is to use the ultimate really fast, where he is activating the flowing red status. Oh yeah, correction, sorry. Usually the ultimates are the ones that activates those states, but not in this case. So skill 2, this is where he activates flowing red scale. So definitely you want to use his skill 2 as soon as possible, and when you do that, all of his skills, including the ultimate, will do bigger damage. So your initial goal is to use skill 2 as soon as possible, so other skills can actually be amazing. And now I don't know how much they can actually buff him so he can be valuable, but definitely he's gonna be more valuable after this. Bondai, one of the like units that I don't see any worth, not any big worth at least, especially because he's like a pay-to-win SR unit. You need to summon for him. Although, again, but it's only in that specific banner, so I don't know. These units, he should be for free in my eyes. They can definitely buff the damage like crazy. That's the only thing that they can do with him, unless they actually start doing the big changes with him. So we're gonna see about that. Then also Toge Inumaki, the Zero movie character, is getting buffed. Now, I like him a lot because he decreases the selected enemy ultimate count gauge by 2. If they can do this like by 3 and buff his damage overall, he might be like super fun unit to use. And I believe he can be valuable in certain occasions, especially because grants counter status and attracts the select enemy attacks. This can be like valuable unit if buffed properly. But again, he's an SR, you need to summon on specific banner to get him, he's not in standard banner, so just so you know. Then we have this Todo, who we don't have yet on global. So Black Flash, when he performs, increased critical hit rate, melee taijutsu damage, state... okay, so he's activating the state right here with the skill 2. Okay, and then he can be useful, like he's categorized as attacker. Currently now he's actually nothing special, but maybe if they buff him, he might be like better unit, but I still believe he won't be anything special. Like he definitely scales out of his own DPS. He can inflict confusion, but that's pretty much it. I don't know how they can make him like super valuable, but we're gonna see. Geto as well is getting buffed, by the way. So he's already on global especially, but on JP just insane support and DPS. So they're gonna buff him and he's gonna become even better. I believe they're gonna mainly focus on his damage percentages, but they could easily also go with this buff. Decrease the select enemy taijutsu damage. They could buff it to 30, 50, who knows where, you know? It depends also on your level. But they can play a lot to make him even greater and greater DPS and support at the end of the day. Green Itadori is also getting buffed, one of my favorite characters on global. Even though I know he's nothing spectacular, currently now still S tier in my eyes, but... SS and God so far away, and as well he will go down as we get deeper and get more characters. So still an amazing DPS, and if they buff him correctly on the JP version, I believe this guy can actually prosper. Like, especially we need some insane buffs in percent damages. If you do that, he will actually do amazing job. He just needs that more DPS. Then also Kanto Nanami, pretty much the same story, more DPS. Panda, now for him I also expect more DPS buffs at the end of the day. We already have the buffs right here, but they can also increase it furthermore. Definitely he's amazing, he's a solid tank. Tanks are just not the metas, and that's the problem, but overall he's a really good unit, especially in those certain situations where you need that attract enemy, when you need some damage. Like he can do that, and if he's buffed properly, he might be a valuable unit. Okay, then the yellow typing, Ultimate Mechamaru. He's pretty much breaker, okay? And if they can make him even better breaker with bigger DPS, I'm gonna take it. Then we have Yoshino, mainly decrease the select enemy Jujutsu damage by 20, so mainly you're gonna use him as a tank. He will grant attack nullification to self, attract all enemies, decrease all enemies damage received, all allies damage received. Now this is really good because if they buff this to some insane percentage, and give him a little bit more DPS at the end of the day, he can actually be a valuable unit. Now, even today, the tower challenges that we have on global, people use him. So he's not the greatest, but usable in those certain situations, okay? Then we have Toge Inumaki. He as well will get that buff. Mainly for him, I want bigger HP recovery and just like so much more DPS, so he can become valuable. And now we go to the red units, and believe it or not, like I already hint you in the beginning of the video, Yuta with all zero movie characters that I showed you before is getting buffed. Holy, what they gonna do for Yuta? Like, this guy has beautiful counters, right? This guy heals. If they can add bigger healing, so he heals more. Or if they can add one thing, please game, please game, please game. You know that ability that he heals, right? At the start of each turn, if an ally HP 60 or below and own curse energy is 10 or above, he'll recover all allies. If they can buff this to 50%, I will be so happy. And or if they can add here including himself. Oh my god, if he can heal himself, that already for me would be the most insane buff ever. The most insane buff ever. Just insane. And what I predict for him, I believe they're gonna go insane on his damage. Furthermore, if they can go more damage with skill 3, 2, if they can buff that AoE damage furthermore, skill 1, I don't care so much. And his ultimate with adding that he can heal himself, holy. He's like the main thing what I want to see, how he's gonna get buffed, because I have him on global as a free-to-play player, and in future I can expect that same buff, okay? Then we have also SR character Toto, who's getting buffed. I don't know, bro, they really need to go crazy on his damage to be actually valuable. Then we have this AoE Todo, AoE Todo. They need to buff this part, increase own and ally behind taijutsu damage. That's really good overall, but he needs just more DPS. He's just like awful DPS, awful. He can help you out to your team, but his damage needs to be better, okay? Especially now on the JP. Red Panda as well is getting buffed. He's actually really good tank. Again, decrease own damage received, attracts enemies, but I believe they can go ham with his damage and more survivability at the end of the day, but he's really good Panda. Again, metas are not tanks, so it is how it is. And then at the end we have Maki. Maki on global, and I believe on JP it got buffed if I'm not mistaken, but nothing spectacular, like almost nothing. So yeah, she deserves some insane DPS wise buffs, and that's pretty much it. Okay guys, so this is pretty much all the characters. Maybe I missed some, but I believe I didn't. If my calculation counting the tabs and in the game are correct, we are good. Correct me, maybe someone noticed something, but at the end of the day, I'm just interested for this guy. Like, I want to see how Yuta will get buffed, and all other buffs are really cool. Hopefully they can be implanted on global fast, because at the end of the day, why not? And it would be really cool. I don't know, tell me your opinions. Thank you for all support. Leave a like, subscribe, your opinions in the comment section below. I know a few things about this week, but I don't want to say it because I see some people just want straight out information, no hints nor nothing, so maybe I'll just delay that video until we know more. But that's it guys, love ya, and yeah, see you next one, bye.